Hello and welcome to a special episode. In this special occasion I am going to be celebrating Dandy's 80th birthday. The Dandy started on the 4th of December 1937 and today is Monday the 4th of December in 2017. Here is the second ever Dandy Annual, which came out in 1939. So, without further ado, let's roll the titles and have a look back at the Dandy's history! Now it's time to look back on Dandy's history. First up, I'm going to show you the facsimile of the first ever Dandy issue, as I don't own the original version, and a facsimile is a copy of that version, and here it is in the last ever issue of the Dandy that came out 5 years ago. So, what was in it, you might say? Well, Cocker the Cat was on the front page. My favourite character of them all. And if we have a look, Kill Kate and Desperate Dan on the second page inside. And inside it also advertised the free gift that you get with the second issue, which was a jumping frog. In the centre pages there were all comic strips. However, there were a lot of stories like this to read. And picture stories as well. When the Dandy first came out, there were no other comics like it, because it was the first one to feature picture comic strips with no writing underneath them and just speech bubbles. However, as you just seen in the first issue, there were stories in it and picture stories. But other comics were just stories and picture stories, no, just picture comic strips. And this issue is the third issue, and it is the oldest issue I own. And it turns 80 years old 2 weeks today. See, Cocker the Cat is on the front again, as it always were in the first 40 years of the Dandy. As you can see, it's an early version of him. He looks more like a cat. And he just doesn't speak, and he didn't speak until about 10 years after. So yeah. Moving on, I have the 24th issue, which is my second oldest issue. This came out on May 14th, 1938. As you can see, Cock the Cat is still not talking. And this one is Corky Gets a Drop. And Bamboo Town at the back. Of course, the Dandy was an instant success. So, in 1938, DC Thomson, which publishes the Dandy, brought out a new comic called the Beano, which had Big Ego on the front to begin with. And the first issue came out on the 30th of July 1938. This issue is from 1939, September 9th, and is issue 59. It's the oldest issue I've got of the Beano. And that too was an instant success. But before I get on to what happened with that success, let's have a look at more front covers of the Dandy. This is issue 73, which came out in April 22nd, 1939. And of course, Cock the Cat is still not talking. Moving on to issue 79 of the Dandy. Cock the Cat on the front again. This one came out in June 3rd, 1939. Bamboo Town at the back. Next up is issue 89. And it came out August 12th, 1939. And there's something inside I want to show you. On the jokes page, it advertises the second issue of the Magic comic, which is the third comic that DC Thomson did after the Beano. Back again, right. The Magic comic, you might never have heard of it because DC Thomson don't publish it anymore. They stopped it 2 years after the Magic comic started because of World War II, unfortunately. Yeah, World War II ended the Magic comic. However, the Dandy Beano survived World War II. But here's a look at the rare issue of the Magic comic. It's rare because they only did 80 issues and hardly of them survived today. So this one came out September 9th, 1939 and is issue 8. As you can tell, it's been ripped, unfortunately, but it's remarkable that it has survived to 2017. The Magic comic had Coco the pup on the front. Just a bit similar to Coco the cat, isn't it? But Coco the cat is obviously better. And here is what issue 50 of the Magic comic looks like, which came out on June 29th, 1940. Now here's a Christmas issue of the Dandy. Back in 1939, it came out in December 16th. And Cock the Cat is on the front again. Next issue is from 1941. And it came out in January the 4th, 1941. And this is the first one I have with less pages because up to now all of the issues have been 28 pages. But because of World War II, there were paper shortages, so the comics got slimmer. And the back now has Kill Kate and Podge. And And this Dan has a full page. Moving on, August 16th, 1941. This issue is a few weeks before the Dandy went fortnightly with the Beano. Because of World War II, there were more paper shortages, so DC Thomson had to alternate the Dandy and the Beano. Because the Dandy came out one week and the Beano came out the week after, and the Dandy came out the week after that, and so on. Because of World War II, unfortunately. But hey, at least the Dandy and Beano didn't finish because of World War II, only the Magic comic. So moving on to the Dandy from November 9th, 1946, which is the oldest firework issue I've got. Yes, it's the 5th of November. Well, it didn't come out on the 5th of November to this issue, but oh well. It's got some amazing explosives at the front. That's about it really, about that issue. And between 1946 and 49, the Dandy even got slimmer. Look at that. Look at the size difference. And look, Corky finally speaks. It says, "Got him." In 1951, the Dandy celebrated its 500th issue. It came out on the 23rd of June 1951. And if you look below it, the word comic has now vanished, just like magic. Moving on to a Christmas issue from 1952. Very Christmassy. There's another Christmas issue from 1959, January the 3rd. And this one had the Smasher on the back. Now then, for the last 12-page Dandy, and the last issue choose this logo, issue 985, it came out on October 8th, 1960. So it was this logo for 985 issues. Let's see the advertisement at the back, because it's now saying there's 16 pages in next week's issue. Because World War II finished about a decade ago, so yeah. But before I show you that issue, I'll have to tell you that about 10 years after World War II ended, the Dandy and Beano reached over 2 million copies sold during the 1950s, and that's because there were more children in that time period than any other time. And it is absolutely spectacular that both comics received that many readers. But time moved on, and the Dandy and Beano got less and less and less copies sold. But there's still more changes to come, because now the logo has changed and there are now 4 extra pages. And it's now 3D, not 2D as it was before. If you look back in 2D, it's been for 23 years, and now it's finally gone up to 3D. It's gone up a D. Before we move on to more comics, let's take a look at the second ever Dandy Annual. On the front, it's got Cock the Cat. And the annual isn't called an annual, it's called the Dandy Monster Comic. And it's got many characters on the front, like Kill Kit. On the spine, it's got a picture of Desperate Dan holding up an elephant, just showing how strong he is. Above it says the Dandy Monster Comic again. At the back, it's very plain. Inside, you have, it's saying the Dandy Monster Comic, and showing all the characters playing some hockey. And you get a contents page. And then a strip of Cock the Cat. So you might be thinking that there are a lot of pages here, but a single page is very, very thick. Because annuals did have thick pages back then. But now, the reason why they are so thin is because the paper is so thin. But back in 1939 when this book came out, they didn't care how much paper they used. The oldest annual I have, the next one up, is 1954. And now, DC Thomson have published 80 Dandy Annuals, and I've got 74 of them. Yes, 74. I still need to get 6 more, which are the early ones, the first one, and then I still need 1941, 42, 43, 45 and 47. Thankfully, I've got the second ever Dandy Annual, which I have showed you. Right. Let's see more comics. Unfortunately, I haven't got the amazing 1000th issue of the Dandy, but I've got something close to it. I've got issue 998. As you can tell, the logo slightly changed colour, and it's still 3D, and this issue came out on January 7th, 1961. This cover strip on the back. Moving on then, when the Dandy changed its logo again in 1971, so fast forward 10 years. And welcome to the new big Dandy again. Yes, the Dandy has got more pages and is now 2p. 2p. Yes. And it is issue 1529. And it came out March 13th, 1971. And it came with a free gift. The Dandy Thunderbang. Oh, turn over, I've got the Dandy issue 1885, which is 1885, and it came out on January 7th, 1978. And yes, the Dandy logo has changed again, but this isn't the first issue to use that logo though. Moving on to when the Dandy celebrated its 2000th issue. And to celebrate that issue, Cock the Cat went out to get a fish and cooked it by using the birthday cake candles. Very delicious. But all Corky cared about was his fish. He probably gave the cake to Desperate Dan or something, or someone like that. So yeah. So the Dandy celebrated its 2000th issue on March 22nd, 1980. Turn over, we've got a makeover of the Dandy logo again. It's slightly changed. Desperate Dan is now at the end of the logo. It's now 14p. We've got Cock the Cat on the front still. But things change. And a few weeks after this issue, I think, Desperate Dan overtook Corky the Cat from the first page. Anyway, this is issue 2239, came out October 20th, 1984. Now, moving on to when the Dandy celebrated its 50th birthday, 30 years ago today. Yes, 50th birthday special issue. It came out December 5th, 1987, issue 2402. As you can see, there's Desperdan and Cock the Cat. And as you can tell, Desperdan and Cock the Cat are running towards us, and Desperdan is saying, "The Dan is 50 years young, and you're all invited to the big party inside." Of course, Desperdan is on the back. This issue goes to 20p, and yes, the logo has changed again. Now, let's fast forward 25 years. When the Dandy ended due to people not buying it. Unfortunately, because in its last few years, the Dandy only had over 7,000 readers, which isn't a lot considering that the Dandy had 2 million copies sold in the 1950s in its peak. But for this 75th birthday last issue edition, it uses the classic logo from back in this day. With shiny red. So yeah, big 75 in the middle with all of the new characters and old. But if you look at the back, you can see all of the proper drawings that we remember of the characters, like Desperdan, Cock the Cat, Blood Beef and Chips, all being drawn properly. And not like this, because look at Desperdan, that ain't right. And look at Corky. They all look like, well, they all look really, really, really small compared to the original drawings. So yes, 5 years ago today, the weekly comic did end, sadly. However, the Dandy Annual and the Dandy Summer Special still continue to this day. And that's why the Dandy is 80 years old. So, if you want to get a copy of the Dandy, like a comic, you can look on eBay. You can buy newer ones cheaply. But if you're looking for comics from the 1930s or 40s, you are going to need a lot of spending money. Same with if you want to buy some old Dandy Annuals from, like the first one, which came out in 1938, or the second one, which I've got, 1939, or the third one, which came out in 1940. Or you can buy some summer specials. The summer specials are still going, and you can also buy some old ones that came out in the 1970s, 80s. The summer special hasn't been going as long as the weekly comic and the annual, because I think it started in the 1960s. So by now you are probably thinking that I am a Dandy fan, and you are correct. The Dandy is my favourite comic. I know that there's the Beano, but Dennis the Menace doesn't really get my attention anymore. It's Cock the Cat and Desperdan who do. But if you are interested in the Beano, luckily for you, the Beano comic is still going, and the Beano turns 80 years old next year in summer. But I won't be doing a special for that comic. But I can guarantee you that the Beano will continue until it's like 100 years old, because it's still getting over 30,000 copies sold in a week, which is Amazing because we are in a time where there's video games, there's TV, you can watch films, you can do anything. So, because if children are still getting this comic, it means that they are very interested in it, and, well, and video games don't interest them just yet, which is absolutely great. And to finish off this video, I hope I've sparked some interest in some young people out there which are into comics, particularly the Beano. Because now there's 3,610 issues of the Dandy to go get, and I've got over 1,000 of them, which isn't much compared to the 3,610 issues, but 1,000 is a pretty big number. And I have just showed you a handful here today. Yes, the issues that I've showed you today are probably the most expensive issues I have got. So, I'll see you this Friday for my next review. And I know this isn't a review, but it's a celebration for the Dandy's 80th birthday. It's remarkable that these issues, like this issue 3 I've got right here, I've survived 80 years nearly. It is remarkable. I'm signing off now. Bye for now, and I'll see you on Friday. And all I can say now is happy birthday the Dandy, and here's to another 80 years of annuals and summer specials.